Are you thinking about selling your house, but you are scared and overwhelmed and you have no idea where to start? Selling a house doesn't have to be overwhelming. In fact, it can be a smooth and even an enjoyable experience if you have the right plan and the right team by your side. And today I will go over the process of getting your house ready for sale step by step. Step number 1. We schedule a walkthrough appointment to walk through a house and make a list on what needs to be done to the house. Also, we set up a realistic sale price based on the trends and what's happening in the market right now. And usually this walkthrough appointment is about 1 or 2 months prior to putting the house up for sale on the market. And I do revisit on the price the week the house will go on the market live, and we will adjust the price accordingly. Next, I open escrow with the title company. And why do we do this? Because the title company will generate a preliminary report. And why this report is very important. This report will have all the liens that are recorded on the house. For example, your loan is a lien. If you have leased solar, this is a lien as well, which is fine. You are aware of those liens on your house. But in some other situations, I saw liens that were recorded on homes that the homeowners were not aware of. An example for that, a homeowner scheduled work on her house, then she passed away, and the kids managed the sale of the house. And when we ordered the prelims, we found out a lien that is recorded on the house, and that lien was recorded by the contractor that did the work on the house. What happened is the owner scheduled the work on the house, the work was done, and she got sick. The bill was sent to the house several times, but the family was busy and they did not see that bill and it wasn't paid. It took almost a year from the day the homeowner died to the actual time the family actually started getting the house ready for sale. And when we found this lien recorded on the house, we contacted the contractor and we paid that bill off, and the lien was cleared off title. So by ordering the prelims ahead, we know what are the liens on the house. If there are liens that are recorded on the house that the homeowner is not aware of, we can handle those liens early on. So when the house goes up for sale and gets in escrow, we have no glitches or surprises. If the house is in a trust, we need all the trust documentation, and the homeowner will have to open a bank account in the name of the trust. Why is that? That is because when the house closes, the net proceeds will be transferred to the bank account that has the name of the trust. Next is house preparation. Number 1, almost everybody knows about, is decluttering the house, getting ready of the things that you don't use, and keep the things that you are taking with you to your next home. Next is doing the inspections. I always highly recommend for home sellers to do all the inspections up front, and I always recommend to do home inspections, termite inspections, roof inspection, chimney inspection, pool inspection if needed. In some cases, we need sewer inspections. This is not required in every city. Cities such as Oakland, Castro Valley, Hayward, the sewer inspection is required. And why do I recommend the inspections to be done up front? Number 1 is you don't want any surprises during escrow. So you do the inspections. When the reports come, I review all the reports with my clients and I recommend what needs to be done. In some situations, we address some of the repairs that need to be done. In others, we don't. It really depends on the market and the time of the year. And by doing the inspections up front, it's great to have them as part of your disclosures. And why do I do the inspections up front? Because when I put the house up for sale on the market, what happens is I send all the disclosures to all the buyers, all the interested buyers, before they even put an offer on the house. So it sets you up for success because you are being upfront about the condition of your house, and the buyer will make an educated decision on how much to offer on your house and negotiate before you even get in escrow. Because if you don't do the inspections up front and you get in escrow with the buyer, then the buyers do their inspections during escrow, then they can come back to you and ask for repairs, or they ask for price reduction. And you don't want to be in that situation. You want to do all the inspections up front. The negotiation is done before you get in escrow. And when you are in escrow, it's almost a done deal. By the way, the buyer still has the right to do their own inspections, but it's very beneficial to you as a home seller to do all the inspections from the get-go. What's next? Completing the disclosures. There are disclosures that are required by the state of California that the home seller has to complete. And the most important two are the TDS, Transfer Disclosure Statement, and SPQ, which is the Seller Property Questionnaire. And those documents will have several questions, such as, have you painted the house recently? Is there a smoker lives in the house? Was there a death in the house? Is there any part of your property that is shared with your neighbor? And this question, a lot of homeowners do a mistake by saying no, there's nothing shared with the neighbors. When there is, in so many cases, there are fences around the house that are shared with the neighbors. So pay attention to that question. And if you have a fence that is shared with your neighbor, the answer to this question will be yes. Make sure you read every word in those forms, because it will tell you that if your answer is yes to some of those questions, to explain more, because the more disclosures you have and the more you tell about your property, the more you are protected. After my clients complete the disclosures, I make sure I read it and I make sure it's completed correctly. And if I see anything missing, I go back to them and I ask them, this is missing, please complete that. In some situations, I had homeowners, while we're sitting talking, they tell me things about their house, and then when they fill the disclosures, they forget to put it in there. So what I do is I say, remember we have talked about this, you mentioned it to me, and then they will say, oh, do we actually have to disclose this? I'll be like, yes, everything you know about your house has to be disclosed. Also, whenever you question yourself, should I disclose this or not? Or you think about asking me, should I disclose this or not? Absolutely yes, disclose it. Whenever it is questionable, it has to be disclosed. And why is that? Again, it is for your protection, because if you know of something about your house and you do not disclose it, after closing, the buyer will find out about it and they will come back at you and sue you. And you definitely do not want a lawsuit. So disclose, disclose, disclose. For example, you had a rat situation in your house about 3 years ago, but you took care of the problem and you hired a professional company to come and take care of this, and your house now has no rats in it. Do you have to disclose this? Absolutely yes. So if you had any problems in your house and you did take care of it and fix it, please make sure that you took care of that problem and you disclose that problem and you disclose how you took care of it. I always highly recommend to home sellers to make sure that the whole house painted one color throughout and the floors to be one type of flooring throughout the whole house, and that is for consistency and cohesiveness. Next is staging and photography. Staging is very, very important because it gives the home buyers the sense on how they can furnish their home and where does furniture go. Believe it or not, there's so many buyers out there, when they go in houses, they cannot visualize their furniture in those homes. And placing the right furniture in the right areas of the house does give them a great idea on how to furnish the house. And by staging the house, we make it very appealing to the maximum number of buyers out there. Professional photographer is essential. And they don't only take pictures of the house. I also ask all my photographers to take videos and pictures of the neighborhood and all the attractions around the house. Because home buyers nowadays, they're not just buying a house, they are buying a lifestyle. Next step is the house goes on the market, active, live. Open houses are scheduled, showing appointments scheduled as well. And there always has to be a marketing strategy to expose the house to the maximum number of qualified buyers out there. And part of the marketing is pricing the house right. Once we receive the offers get detailed. There is a system for buyer's agent to put the offer online for the seller's agent, but I also have to double check and match what's in the system with what's in the offer, detail the offer in an Excel sheet and present it to my client, and then the negotiation begins. I always make sure that we have pre-approval from the buyer, we have proof of fund from the buyer with the offer, and I also call the lender of the buyer to verify that all these things are in line with what my seller is looking for. Once the negotiation is done, we get an escrow and we have deadlines that the buyer has in their offer, and we have to make sure that all those deadlines are met. Next is a successful close. For this process to be successful, you have to have excellent communication with your agent and also excellent communication between the agent and his team. Not only that, between the agent and his team and the team that works for the buyer. We have to have excellent communication with everybody involved in this transaction and continuous updates of everything happening in this transaction where everybody stays on the same page from day one till the day of close and beyond. This is Heba Rayan. I am a realtor with Coldwell Banker in Danville in the East Bay, and I was a previous real estate appraiser.